Okay, that's enough of building this city and getting the stream set up. Okay, just making sure I didn't undeafen in Discord just yet. And we are back. Get ready for some pre-campaign, pre-session, whatever it is called, shenanigans. I hope y'all can hear me. I guess my reactive is not going off too much today. Apologies for that. We'll figure this out. I swear I could speak. Anyway, let's get in.
Inappropriate.
Oh yeah, the
Below
furry trap
LARPers,
was
we
like
should be
Below.
way
we
up
should
there.
be above LARPers. Because first of all, we put way more work into looking good, okay?
I mean,
We brought anime to the United States.
Like, come on. We
Like
$15,000 for a fursuit.
The connection between anime in the US and furries is actually really funny because they go hand in hand.
yeah, they do, indeed.
Thank you, Fred Patton.
That was like that was a great joke that somebody had about like what was the secret of your industry that people would be terrified to know, and the guy said that a majority of the country's internet network system is held together by basically bubblegum and string, and if 50 people were to suddenly disappear or die, that the whole network would just collapse. And he said most of them are furries.
Yeah.
It's true.
So
And I was like, that's accurate. I know this.
This is lore accurate, yes.
Yes. No, and I love telling people that, like, people are like, oh, the kind of people you meet at furry conventions. And it was like, yeah, like a guy who did design work for Boeing back in the day. Like, I knew some really high level nerds. It was really bizarre to be sitting next to them. It was like, oh, so what do you do? Oh, well, yeah, I'm a bartender. I work at this place down in the movie theater, you know. And I was like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a captain in the Navy. What?
Yeah.
How the hell are you?
I'm just wondering when the world takeover is happening. I'm down with it.
We're there.
When we stop having drama with each other,
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah, good
just
luck.
So never. Okay.
no.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Look, like I said, nerds love to dunk on other nerds.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll always be doing it.
And we gotta deal with the fun Dunning-Kruger curve of like generational like
Ooh.
badness. Yeah.
Wait for 15, 20 years when all the kids who grew up on AI slop come back into the fandom.
Let's not open that can of
it's not gonna look
digitized
good.
worms, please.
Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it then, if everybody's ready.
I think so.
Ding.
Let's get the music started too here.
Ooh. Spook time.
No spooks this time around. You guys did well. You're no longer in danger.
We're always in danger.
Well,
For
yeah.
now. You say that.
This is fair. We're always in danger.
There's always the possibility that, you know, things may not work out exactly how you want them to. And then there's sometimes where everything works out perfectly. You just gotta believe.
Just gotta believe.
Nobody believed me
I
when I
gotta
said that, so that's not a good start. All right.
All I could think of is, I'm just surprised we're still alive. We're doing so good.
Any landing you could walk away from, right?
For real. For real.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to another episode of Tyranny of Dragons, the Cold Blood War, Rise of Tiamat. In the background there, you can hear Adrian von Ziegler. Adrian's a wonderful composer who allows people to use their music free of charge. You can find them on Bandcamp, Spotify, YouTube. You can also support them on Patreon. Adrian's a wonderful person. We love them. Their music is great. Go support them. Introducing our players. We had so much fun with the reverse order. I think we're going to stick with it. introducing our players, we have playing Poi, the Otter Latine Rogue Warlock. We have Cetus.
Yay!
Zonthal's Tower has taken its toll. Playing Prince Zichi, our Dragonborn Sorcerer Bard. We have Yao.
I think he's finally lost it.
Playing Bastion, the Wolverine Folk Barbarian Fighter. We have Dirk the Panda.
Steve, I'm really sorry about that. I really went in headfirst into that battle, so forgive me.
Playing Arai Ghoul, the Tiger Folk Wizard, we have Saku Darkfang.
I really wanted to help that old man. Oh well.
Playing Cambro, the Bearfolk Paladin Warlock, we have Tazel Sixpaws.
Well, he's evil in blue, got a bear on his back holding his wings, and killed by an odd, oh yeah. Took him on, Lenithon, now he's gone.
Uh-huh.
I need the full album now.
I hope you've remembered every single song that you've sang for every session, so that you can make
No,
a full
we're
they're
album.
near
on
that.
record.
All
They're
right,
on
cool,
record,
perfect.
Don't worry.
Okay, perfect. Then you make a full album that just chronicles our journey through just parody covers. That's it.
Then playing Eldrath Myuuldrid, the Shifter Warlock Bard, we have Ethan.
We're pretty badass. We keep taking down dragons. Look at us.
Hardcore. And last, we left the Platinum Dawn, comprised of Eldrath, the Shifter Warlock Bard, Cambro, the Bearfolk Paladin, Prince Zichi, the Dragonborn Bard, Arai, the Tigerfolk Wizard, Bastion, the Wolverine Folk Barbarian, and Poi, the Otter Latine Rogue. Our heroes found themselves in the bowels of the dungeons beneath Zonthal's Tower. There they discovered strange magics that turns the halls and walls into portals to the void of the astral sea. Narrowly dodging meteors and comets, our heroes met a captured Afridi, Taraz the Fair, who swore he could help if he set them free. Not trusting the fire genie, our heroes moved on and found their target, Iskander the cultist, dead and clutching a blue draconic mask made of wood. While gathering more information from the tower, some of our heroes disrupted a paused experiment that summoned an earth elemental, which the party dispatched with little effort. Finally fed up with the traps and surprises of the tower, Cambro gathered everyone and marched them out of the tower. Upon their exit, however, they learned a blue dragon, Lenithon, was destroying the village, demanding the mask be returned to them. Drawing the dragon away, our heroes fought valiantly against Lenithon, rising above them in victory, but at the cost of Bastion's mount, the Greater Steve. After a... Steve. Can we get some 07s in chat for Steve?
Nice.
Let's be honest, it wasn't Valiant. It was
No. Missed you.
After a deserved rest, Poi took Cam aside and confessed to making a deal with Xanathar for information regarding the Eldrath Veluthra, and expressing desire to be free of that deal. Cam was upset, but also understanding when Poi explained he had done so to help his home of Akoa, and offered his assistance. We now join our heroes as they pack up their fortress and prepare to return to Waterdeep with their spoils. So you all have finished a long rest. You're all well rested now.
Yay.
I would hope so.
Have we had time? We did do the summoning of Steve again, didn't we? I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, there
it
it
was
is
in
up there.
the. It was while Cam and Poi were speaking, so the prince and probably Bastion just have no context to what's going on over there.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
I would like to ask something with Cetus's approval. When
yeah.
we return to everyone and we're still packing stuff up, I don't know how much we want to expedite this, but I would, Cambro would ask Poi to go ahead and start his road to redemption by right here, right now, while we have privacy. to go ahead and tell the rest of the party what he told me.
I feel
And-
it would make more sense if Poi does the one who says says everything, but
Well, no, I'm just basically saying Cambro would ask him to say it
okay.
with
yeah.
everybody here. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
he's
fine,
not
that's
going to
fine.
say it. He's going to
Yep.
let you say it, but
I needed to
Basically, come
That's fine.
clean with your party, right?
right, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you want to, I don't know how much you want to expedite that, considering, but
It'd just be like it shouldn't be that. Just
No, everybody everybody's been filled in multiple times and outside of the combo, so I could say that we could do that with a good like a level 3 exposition. I think that would be maybe maybe level 4.
what?
Any cast level 4
Upcasting-
exposition?
upcasting
Exposition at level 4.
I don't have that on my character sheet. I don't think I'm prepared.
But no, you yeah, we could say that Poi as everybody's finishing up gathering everything comes in and explains the situation with well, I guess I should ask, is there anything you want to gloss over, or do you want to be full honest with them?
Full honesty.
Okay. So yeah, the full details as you learn about the deals that have been made with Xanathar and the guild, and what Poi has been tasked to do this time around, and ultimately has failed in that task because, well, Iskander is dead.
Huh.
Well, Prince Archie would be taken slightly aback. I knew there was something amiss, but not to this level.
Had a feeling.
Well, what will happen if we bring back only a corpse?
That. I'm gonna be frank with you. Xanathar didn't really specify. They just. Actually, it did. I out of character. I don't think Xanathar actually specified.
There, at the point at that time, no. The concept, the thought of them being dead was not brought into it, because for all intents and purposes, it was a rescue mission, so they expected him to be returned alive. So,
Well, as is, the little eye monster didn't exactly specify, but well, the details of my mission were to bring him back in with a pulse, so to speak. And let's just say there's a few unsaid little stipulations in your contracts, so to speak.
I mean, we could give him a dead pulse.
I would like to give him a dead pulse, but
Let us not make excessive enemies, or we do not need them yet. If I were to think of something, we can still bargain. I believe he wants information, and we can give information, even if the man is dead.
Cambro would speak up at this point. I think that given what Poi had done with the Harpers, that any kind of this deal making should really be run by Lady Haventree first. I think that
I
if
agree
we're
as well.
in a situation where information is being passed around, and besides which, there needs to be, I admit, a price to pay for what's happened. But this is something that I feel that can be worked out. We just need to be honest, and I think Poi is honest in his wanting redemption, so I am willing to support him.
Thing is,
As am
I trust Haventree to be just in whatever justice she dishes out. The problem is, I'm not sure how willing an Elda Beholder is going to be to negotiation, especially because it seemed that part of the reason he wanted to acquire this information was because he was backing the whole cult of the dragon. And it
Or the
seems to
reason-
him
Go ahead.
a Tiamat victory is what's in his best interest, and I'm not sure how we can sway him from that, so to speak.
I don't think there is a way to sway him, but there might. I'm honestly, I don't know what could be done, but if there is somebody who would know, it would be Lady Haventree. So we need to come clean with her and let her decide, I think, what our next steps with that should be.
There is an issue of getting into the city. They're expecting me. They've got
Well,
all
then-
sorts of morphlings and changelings and just a bunch of unpleasant little critters skulking around. They'll know me, and
We
I won't
do
even
have-
know them.
We do have an option. I'd say if we get our mounts close enough to the city, we can use the cube and, well, bypass most of the security and lookouts, right? And you and
It
I,
would send us to the temple. We'd still have to go to Lady Haventree's manor.
of course.
And I would guess that from what Poi was talking about, their spies would be able to see us no matter where we came from.
Hmm.
I think it's probably better if, when we get to Waterdeep, that you all go directly to Lady Haventree's and start the report. Let her know what's going on, and then I will join you in a moment. I have to deliver a hammer, and I'm not waiting 1 second more on that. But it should be very quick.
Fair enough.
After all, they know that Poi is working with the Harpers, right? So it makes sense that we would be going to Lady Haventree's.
Pose. I know they got eyes everywhere, just not sure if they got ears everywhere.
Well, who better to control what information comes out than the head of the Harpers?
That was fair.
Well, good to see you got Steve back, Bastion.
Yeah. I'm really sorry for just throwing myself really headfirst into that battle. I really did not take care of others during that. Yeah.
It is an important lesson that when you are in battle, there are others around you. Those who may not be as proficient, or at least as willing to face pain to the level that you do.
Right. That's just something that I need to get used to, especially in the Order of the Gauntlet. I recently got some kind of promotion of level, I guess I could say, and yeah, eventually, once I get back with all of them and from this group, I mean, gonna have to start leading people instead of just myself.
It seems
Yes,
that we have many factions to go to back in the city.
Right.
Right. Well, let's get going.
All right.
Indeed, let's.
And as we're leaving, Cambro is just going to look down to Poi and just smile and nod before he gets up on Crags and starts taking off with everyone.
I have to wait until everyone leaves the fortress, but I make it back into a cube.
Autobot's transformation sound. Job, Wade. All right. So how do you want to get back to Waterdeep? Do you want to fly there, or do you want to use the cube?
Can we fit all of our mounts with us in the cube?
Are you able with Greater Steed to dismiss them to a pocket dimension?
I don't believe so.
The ironic
The-
thing is that I think the lesser steed, yeah, you would have to recast it whenever you would do it.
Yeah. So you can dismiss
think
it
the
like
greater seed-
permanently.
Yeah. It's not like the hex weapons, sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like Ostinato.
All right.
You can get close
so yeah.
enough. Yeah.
I figure
Alright.
we could maybe like get a day out, use the cubes and let them fly back on their own.
Yeah, we could do that.
Save us a day. Keep them, keep them occupied for a day, and
Well,
That might
luckily you guys travel almost 3 times as fast as a normal group on foot, so you are going to be able to get back there fairly quickly. I believe it only took you guys about 3 days to get out this way. So yeah, 3 days. There are 2 days rather of travel, and then having the mounts fly their way in. Okay.
yeah.
If that sounds like a plan, I think that sounds like a plan to me. All right.
Sounds good.
So landing just a little bit outside of Waterdeep, estimating about a day's travel for your mounts. As you set them off and prepare the cube. All right. So is the familiar feeling as you all wait for the magic to cast, and you can feel yourselves being stretched from one place to another as you are all teleported to Waterdeep, specifically the Temple of Bahamut.
Perfect.
Yay.
As you arrive, and there are 2 junior paladins who are at the entryway to the chamber where the magic circle has been placed. As they both go to ready arms position until they see Cambro, and they immediately stand at ease and salute.
Cambro will awkwardly salute back. Keep up the good work. And
As as you're walking by, one of them is like, "He was talking to me." "No, he's talking to me, man."
both of you.
"Oh, he's so cool. I know." So now that you're in the Temple of Bahamut, where are you going? What do you want to see?
Cambro would
Yes.
ask everyone if it's all right that he gives Baruch the platinum hammer before we leave.
You are free to do as you wish.
Okay. I won't be a moment. He's going to go ahead and seek out Baruch here.
As you find Baruch in his rectory, currently poring over a tome, as he sees you approach through the entryway. "Cambro, good to see you. I hope your mission was a success."
It was, Baruch. There were some hiccups along the way, but we did get the mask, and we're about to take it to Lady Haventree. I will tell you everything a little bit later on when I'm done with the report. but there's something that I wanted to make sure that got in your hands right now. And with that,
Oh?
he holds out both of his hands, and apparating in his paws is the platinum hammer.
By the northern winds. You found it.
We found Ignir at the tower. He got away, and with that, he kind of like sneers a little bit. He got away, but he dropped this, and I made sure to bond with it so we didn't lose it before I got it back here.
I don't know what to say, Cambro. You have recovered an artifact. An artifact of the Justice Maker himself.
Well, it wasn't just me, it was the Platinum Dawn.
Yes, of course. I don't mean to diminish their achievements. This is a momentous occasion. The Platinum Guard is on its way here. Soon the Trinity will be reunited.
That's good news. Very good. And he goes ahead and puts the hammer in Baruch's hands. I'll tell you and knock the story later, but we need to make our report to Lady Haventree, so keep it safe.
We shall not let this fall into the wrong hands again.
I know. And with that, Cambro bows and leaves Baruch probably gawking at the hammer.
He is completely mesmerized by it. From what you understood, the platinum chain was not supposed to be in this temple. It was supposed to be in Trollbark Temple. Right. And the fact of all of these happenings, the idea of having multiple artifacts under one roof is just, it seems to Baruch especially, is just overwhelming.
Well, there's no better place right now.
Hmm? But
with that, I'll rejoin the rest of the Platinum Dawn.
All right. So, how do you want to go to Lady Haventree's? How do you want to do that?
Walking.
There's discussion of being more subtle, but also I wasn't sure if you wanted to just go for it or if you wanted to try some kind of disguise or anything like that. It's up to you all.
I think subtlety might be best.
Try to be as subtle as possible.
Yeah.
How? All right.
We're
Meta
gonna
question.
Hmm?
How far is the walk from the temple to Lady Haventree's place? If it's around 10 minutes.
No, it's probably closer to like 20 minutes.
20 minutes? Okay.
Because you're going basically from the dock ward all the way up to the high ward, which is pretty far apart.
I just have this idea in the back of my head. If it comes to be that we're being followed and we think it's about Poi, I could cast Major Image to kind of throw them off.
Mm-hmm.
We can incorporate it somehow, but
yeah. Well, I also had a small thing to help. Before we leave, I would like to set up Rary's telepathic bond just in case we do get separated.
Okay.
Good plan.
that's good.
And Zachi would also suggest that he could once again shroud them all in shadow with the help of the elementals, which would help in our movement if we want to be subtle.
Okie dokie.
I agree.
That would be
That's
useful,
cool.
actually.
I think
Very
between
cool.
the two of those, that sounds like a great plan.
Mhm. We also have
All right.
2 people who could cast invisibility if need be.
I can also cast invisibility.
I think 3 of us can.
There you go. But
Yeah, I
it's
mean-
fine.
Invisible poi. There you go.
I think that'd be sus if Poi's missing from our party, though. So
Completely. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, here we go. I'm casting this. They come out of the temple walls.
Oh, that's terrifying.
They're all little-
These ones are actually a little bit different because they appear to be formed from sedimentary rocks, but also they are wearing what look like clothing almost, or close to clothing, made from kelp and seaweed. They seem to be ocean related.
Ooh, so cute.
Coral-esque.
My favorite.
He gives them the same instructions as before and expects them to be gremlins along the way.
They are very fascinated with all of you as each of them climb up on top of your shoulder. One extra on Cambros, as well as on Bastion, as they seem to like the height.
Oh.
I've got Chewinga pauldrons. That's interesting.
As one of the Chewingas knocks on your pauldron. Clang, clang.
I gently tap that Chewinga's shoulder, and he just says, "Clang, clang."
As Bastion, one of the Chewingas actually stands up and starts looking into your ear. Just
Yeah.
face full on into your ear. It tickles a little bit.
Yes, my brain is in there. Just like very confused. Like tries to reach for it. Like try. And
Is it-
yeah.
It realizes
to
it
get
can't
that.
go any further, and just
Yeah. Easy there, buddy.
settles
Easy
back into your fur.
Down, boy, down.
It can't burrow.
Just
its
settles
way in
into
there.
your fur. You know, it's good. It,
Yeah,
it enjoys the warmth.
Yeah, I got a lot of fur. Yes. Enjoy that instead.
As you all exit the temple and make your way to Lady Haventree's, using the Chewingas to pass without trace.
Mhm.
Yay.
As actually, technically, only the 2 spare ones have to do it to cover all of you, really.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest of them can actually give you guidance.
Nice.
As you all, this is of course not to remain hidden, but rather to be less noticed amongst the crowd. Which, thankfully, you're in Waterdeep, so adventurers abound. You actually don't stick out that much.
Lovely. That's good.
The biggest city in Faerun, honestly. So you're the least likely place to stick out.
Mhm.
So what is Eldrath gonna do for the major image?
I think that was a
Um,
backup plan, wasn't it? Or
Oh,
Sort of,
I
yes.
thought it was. Okay, okay. I thought I was gonna do both of them. That would have been.
The main idea is I could make the major image look exactly like Poi, just to throw him off, have our Poi go invisible, hide. I mean, well, you're fantastic at stealth, so I figured something could come of it.
We'll help with
Fairly
minor
possible.
illusion to make a barrel for the major image to hide in.
There you go. That would-
It's like the audio animatronics
Well,
in
that
Pirates of the
works.
Caribbean. Just an otterhead pops up, looks around, then pops down, and
Yeah, yeah. Do we have any roles to be doing?
the stealth was what I needed.
okay.
All right.
To add guidance. So again, this is not to hide yourself, but rather just to not stick out.
Okay, and I think I have
Then
disadvantage
plus-
still.
But you get to add a d4, so. Plus you're adding 10 because of pass without trace.
Yeah.
Ooh. 27 for the paladin. Nice.
My prince, what's going on?
I got 11, damn it.
I'm in the city and I need people to see me.
Okay, so
Mood.
I got 18 base plus 4 from guidance, and then do I add another 10 for pass without
That
trace?
is correct.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay,
What
so
is-
I have 32.
What is
So-
reality for me anymore?
Eldrath with a 43
Jeez.
Jesus.
as
You know, even though-
Eldrath steps into a shadow and disappears completely.
Peace.
Eldrath steps into another game.
See ya.
He merges into Eberron.
Eldrath, you emerge into a city that is filled with neon lights and strange mechanical machines that roam as you watch as some lady with pink hair and a mohawk with a metallic arm starts walking past as you suddenly find yourself in Cyberpunk 77.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fuck yeah. Eldrath would have a field day there.
He would have so much
Can we
fun.
have a
So-
one shot of this, please,
Oh.
Dana?
Everybody phase shifts into a completely different genre. Yeah, right.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Dirk.
I forgot that fudge dice were a thing in this system. Not in
I
the
hit
system,
4.
rather, but in
It's
Roll20.
4d4. Bastion got too confused by stealth. You gotta go stealth and then just start tripping.
You guys are no problem. You guys are all good, actually. As you all very easily blend in with the crowd as you walk through, and with the help of the Chwingas bending light around you a little bit so that your armor doesn't glint as much, or your weapons don't stand out. And you're able to just kind of sort your way through the crowd with no issues. As you make your way into the High District and to Oldwinter Manor, where you find the stewards ready to greet you out the door. Lady Haventree is expecting you.
Thank you.
Eldrath emerges next to a rye. I saw this
Ah!
place. There's this guy talking about samurai and Arasaka. I have no idea what happened.
What in the Nine Realms are you talking about?
Hey, alright. So are we going to
You?
see her now, Lady Haventree?
Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just follow.
Actually, Cambro's just gonna put his paw like on top of Eldrath's forehead, make sure he's not running a fever.
No,
He's
seems to
actually
be
cold.
okay.
He's
Yeah,
a
he's
little
cold-
colder
he's a
to
little-
the touch.
Yeah, he's
All
partially
right,
cold-blooded, so yeah.
What was the
just-
Shadowrun plane like?
Damn it.
His eyes just go wide.
Yao, that deserved more recognition than it got. I promise you. I appreciate every bit of that.
Thanks for throwing the bone.
I appreciate you so much for that. Anyway, you all are filtered into the sitting room that you've come to know, and are seated and offered refreshments as tea and fruit slices, little sandwich cakes, little tiny like cucumber sandwiches and whatnot. Little finger foods are brought in for you all as a few moments go by and Lady Haventree enters, looking quite happy as she makes her way to her favorite seat and has a seat and wiggles herself into the chair. Baruch, give me a call. I heard that there was a success, and that honestly needed that.
Well, most successes. There were a couple of hiccups, but yeah, success. And he looks over to Prince Sichi, who I believe still has the mask that he handed off. Would you do the honors?
Ah, of course. And so he reaches over to his bag of holding and Bentley takes out the mask and places it on the table.
As Lady Haventree leans forward and picks it up and holds it look in front of her face, just looking at all of the intricate designs in it, as it's well carved and has these little tiny runic symbols on it. And it is an ugly thing, isn't it? But powerful artifact, no less. As she looks over to the stewards who are attending the room, could you send a message to Lady Safar? I'm certain that she would be most interested in hearing about this artifact. Right away, Miss Haventree. Vajra will be so tickled to have this in her collection, I'm sure. Although, might be hard to convince the other lords that that is the safest place, considering the last mask that was held there.
Right.
There is always the option to give it to the dragons immediately.
I agree.
That is an idea.
Certainly one to consider. I know that they want it at the end of all of this mess, that is for certain.
We should at least let them know that we have it.
Very true. I shall send a message to Dallas Summerhelve as well. I'm certain that she can get word to her associate.
I'm certain I can also send a much faster missive. One of my retainers resides with them now.
Excellent. Either way, I will make sure that Dala is aware of the situation as well. It does behoove us to make sure that we do use our connections when we have them as well. But I do not mind having a secondary mode of delivery. Perhaps we can provide more details in this message then once we have the information that we need from everything. So, tell me, what was the tower like? Lara was speaking of it, said that she remembered it being quite grand.
Arai just groans.
So
looking
The
out
prince is
window.
laughing.
Bastion just blurts out, "So many mazes."
Let me start at the beginning. And he casts level 3 exposition.
Okay.
Well needed. Please.
Goes over all the details, no problem.
The one thing he does, so he goes through the entire thing after, and ends it basically after we tried to help the village, but we got shunned and left. The one thing he neglects to mention is him blowing up at the party about leaving the tower.
What does everybody else have to say about that?
Yeah.
Arai says nothing.
The prince is okay. He didn't really care.
I'm keeping my mouth shut, knowing
I've
what's
got
best
more
for
than
me.
enough to say a bit later, so
He does interject about the fun things in the tower. As a magic user, he appreciated what was going on, and that he would like to speak with Vajra and Lady Silverhand regarding chronomancy.
He blinks
Eventually.
a bit at that. I understand that's a relatively new art that has been developed.
It has apparently been studied for much longer than we know.
Fascinating. Certainly Vajra will be most interested in that, Laurel as well.
Same here, honestly. I feel like it might be beneficial for, I don't know, try to mix magic in a way. Like, it might help with my studies, for all I'm aware.
It's entirely possible. Not much of a student of the arcane myself, so I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to say. But with that in mind, this mask is a magical artifact, correct?
Yes.
I believe so.
Good.
Well, better be
Then-
given the hell we went through to get it.
Well, we must make sure to keep it safe and also make sure that the cult does not retrieve it. These masks, whatever they are meant to be for, are very important to their plans, and if we can keep them out of their hands, all the better.
Agreed.
As while you were all debriefing and discussing everything, which does take a little bit of time to go through all the details, teleporting in a flash is Vajra with a pop of air and a little crack of thunder.
Ugh.
Sorry, I got word and immediately came. So, where is the mask, please? Ah, I'll take that, Remy. Thank you. Oh, yes, of course. Here you are. All right. Well, let's take a look at this, shall we? As she holds it in her hand, and she casts Identify. As her eyes light up, and then she freezes for a moment. And letting out a growl of frustration, she throws it across the room.
What's
Immediately, she begins to cast a spell. Arai, you recognize this as sending. Apparently, your information was bad. The mask we have retrieved is fake. You must find your informant and bring them to the Platinum Dawn. Now.
Oh crap. Someone's in trouble.
Vajra just starts pacing back and forth. They are.
What's going on? What happened?
As she points to the mask across the room, it's a fake.
What?
It's a fake. God
Oh,
damn it. God damn it.
Campbell buries
Every
his
time.
face in his paws.
Every time we think that we pull ahead of them, they are one step ahead.
Do you believe that?
Set the whole thing up.
Well, we got our information from the Zent, didn't we?
Yeah, the horned woman.
Yes, Rhiann is on her way hopefully with the informant in tow, so that we may inquire how they receive this information.
We have the body.
I was about to say.
Yeah, we can. Who's got him?
Eldrath already trying to pull him out. Forgive me, my ladies.
out on the floor.
Must we do it right? Can I have the stewards grab some cloth, perhaps, maybe a
It
tarp?
is your
Oh,
home. I do not wish to.
I appreciate it. Thank you. If you, yeah, it's right in the other room. I know we keep it right nearby because it is becoming a recurring thing. I recognize that. Yes, I'm sorry, Fernando. Please. Thank you. Appreciate
Poor
it.
Fernando.
As he brings it in and lays down the tarp and allows you motions for you to proceed.
All right, could I have your help?
Yeah.
It's the bag already. Starts pulling out the poor guy.
How are you supposed to line them onto the tarp?
With one of you keeping the bag open, the other is able to slowly slide out the body of Iskander, which has been gentle reposed, I believe, so
Yes.
it's still under gentle repose.
I'm gonna remove it from my bag.
We give it a nice scent.
There you go.
It's nice, not
Lavender.
charred and
No.
bloodied.
Nice,
Yeah.
very good. That little bit of wet earth smell from the earth elemental as well.
Oh, yeah. They've been using Druidcraft as commanded while they're still around to, make the place a little bit more pretty.
You do note the Chwingas are totally fascinated with the finger food. They're not eating it, but they just love the look of it and the color of it, like all the little designs. They're kind of playing around with it a little bit. Otherwise, they're harmless. They're not hurting anybody.
That's kind of cute. All right. Shall we see what he has to say? I'm assuming that's why we're pulling him out.
I'm starting to think we should have done this earlier, but
We had
We
just
know
had a
what we
drag-
want
We
to
had a long
ask.
day that day. Let's be honest.
I think.
I
maybe,
think.
oh,
Mhm.
I was thinking maybe Vajra might want to ask the questions. She or Lady Haventree, I think they know more about what specifically to ask.
Oh,
I-
yeah.
And he kind of like distances himself from everything and just goes to where Vajra threw the mask, and he picks it up and just looks at it.
Now that you're looking at it after Vajra has thrown it, you can see a small gouge in the wood, which shouldn't happen if it's a magical artifact.
Damn.
Is it a strength roll for me to crush the thing in my hand?
It would be. You can
I'm
do
just-
that if you would like.
Yeah,
It is
I'm just
it is
going-
something you can do.
I'm just like growling and I'm just squeezing this mask and I'm gonna try to crush it in my hand. Is that a strength roll or
This would be raw strength, yeah.
You have guidance.
I don't know if that works for that, but
It does actually, because it is still a strength. It is still a skill.
oh, it's 13. I'm sorry, I still had disadvantage.
Well, with a D4.
Oh, D4. It didn't add it, so I guess it doesn't work for that. But we'll throw that on.
Hey.
Nice.
There you go.
So as you are trying to bend and torque this mask, and you start to see a split form, and you're able to actually crack it almost all the way through, but not break it in half. But that just drives home the point even more.
While they're basically doing all this stuff, he's just going to like work to crack the thing in half and just growl in frustration. And just leaves them to their work.
Arai just sighs as he knows he's gonna have to talk with him later to help, but he's focused to go ahead and cast Speak with Dead.
The prince will try to interrupt him and say that we should probably wait until the informant comes in. This spell is limited. However, the informant, assuming they're alive, we can also speak to them and get as much information as possible and then corroborate with the body.
Yeah, if that's what you think is best, then yeah, I can hold on to it for a bit.
Eldrath will
Lady
appears to
Haventree-
cover the body
oh.
with a blanket.
Oh,
Yeah.
For the moment.
Vajra appears to be deep in thought at the moment. She looks like she's angry thinking,
Oh. That's never good.
which you know for smart people is very dangerous territory.
Alright, we'll take a step back.
Cambro comes back over with now the two halves, since he's been working on breaking it in half, two halves of the fake mask. And just like glowering at the body.
it may not be his fault. The mask, the dragon that mask represents, is probably the one that we have slain.
I'm just angry that they keep finding ways to be ahead of us.
They are
In
not
everyone's head.
necessarily ahead.
In everyone's head, Eldrath asks the question, or makes the statement. We didn't truly explore the entire tower.
Cambro shoots a look over to Eldrath. and in his mind, and using telepathy, we were told to get Iskander and the mask. That's what we did. That's what we were supposed to do. And all of this for nothing. I'm sorry if I'm angry, but this pisses me off.
We still had 2 wins from this, I would say. We took down another dragon, and we got your platinum hammer back. Yes.
In the minds, Arai will say, "Yeah, we do technically have a head of the game. We have the dragon's head, don't we?"
Boy's gonna start thinking, this is gonna make things really awkward later, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Telepathically, Zochi would also say, "We have shown that the champion of Tiamat is mortal. That is important."
Telepathically, Cambro replies, "It's more than just Ignir. It's more than just a dragon. It's the safety of all of the Sword Coast and the Faerun and all of this world. Just feels like sometimes, no matter what we do," and he just like doesn't even finish the thought. He just tosses the 2 halves to the ground.
Zochi speaks up in telepathy. "I believe out of almost everyone here, I understand the pressure that it is for something so grand as to protect all of your people. Take heart in the small victories that you're able to accomplish, and know that not everything falls upon your or our shoulders. There are so many people working under one cause, the protection of everyone. We have our victories, we have our failures, and we learn from our failures, and we turn them into victories eventually."
Cambro just silently nods. And he just goes to sit down in a chair. And not angry, thinks.
While we're waiting, Eldrath would like to take the now broken fake dragon mask and wants to inspect it over to see if it was made magically or if it was made just from a, I guess, real piece of wood, because you said it was a wooden mask. Yes,
It is a wooden mask, yes.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
All right.
I'll give you advantage because this is relative to things that you have studied and learned.
Okay. And guidance, yes.
Yep, you have guidance too.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Hey.
Very nice, nice.
Looking it over, you can see the telltale signs of handcraft work. This is a very painstakingly crafted replica of the blue dragon mask, most likely. And while it is not made in the same way to have the magical properties of it, the base form of the item was made in the same way as the original. So that is, it looked like the real thing because it basically was, except that it doesn't have all of the actual significance of it.
Okay. I'm gonna go off of with the high investigation. He can Eldrath assume that whoever made this mask, he's guessing Iskander at this moment, but whoever made this mask had they were able to look directly at the real mask to get every detail as they could. So if that's the train of thought I'm going with, maybe Iskander hid the mask And that's the one he had on him because he knew he was dying. And
Well,
just
I will say that when you found him, he was clutching this mask with his hands. He had a
Okay.
rigor mortis grip on this.
okay.
So as with that in mind, with that investigation check, I think it'd be safe to say that you would understand that he only would do that if he fully believed this was the
he
real
thought
thing.
it was the real thing. Okay. So even he was fooled by this. Okay. He will telepathically relay his thoughts on this.
Vajra at this
Troubling
point
news.
is just staring at the mask, like the broken mask on the ground, or excuse me, in your hands.
Mm-hmm. He looks up at her.
Always
Zochi
one
would-
step ahead. This is getting ridiculous. You know what? Now I have to beat them because they're annoying me.
I'm glad you're in the game now.
And they've just given me just the thing I need to do it. This Severin, the leader, he's a very crafty man indeed, but it would seem he missed a few classes in college. Unfortunately for him, I was top of my class with perfect attendance. As she walks over and takes the masks from you, the mask halves from you, if you allow her.
I mean, go ahead.
She takes a few steps back. This will take a few minutes. And she casts Legend Lore.
Ooh.
So you got 10 minutes while she's casting this.
I think while she's doing this, I should squeeze in that extra bit of. Or should I leave it?
We have time if you want to do that now.
All right.
Do we want to? And telepathically.
Yeah.
Canberra will
Yeah.
ask. Do we want to include Vajra in this? Do you want to include Vajra in this, or is this just for Lady Haventree?
Well, I mean, to be straight with you, I double-crossed Haventree. Vajra doesn't got nothing to do with this.
And so she pipes up and
technically
telepathically. I trust her.
It also
Well-
might. It also might put in some more information about what happened with Pearl too.
Here?
Suppose
You're
I'm
gonna
not in
become
any
like
place
a-
to argue.
So you're going to be a spy times 3? Or three levels deep? I think so. Telepath. I'm fascinated by it because I do that a lot.
Telepathically, Canberra just says, "Floor's yours, Poi."
For the first time in the entire adventure, Poi looks genuinely like scared.
Don't fucking blame me.
He swallows. Oi, Haventree. I got something to speak with.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was just thinking on the matter that we are finding ourselves in. What is that? What do you need to speak with me about?
I apologize if this is a bad time, especially given recent developments, but Poi takes his Harper pin and he places it on the table. I do not believe I'm fit to bear this mark anymore. And I'll
Why would you say
explain
that?
why. Lady Haventree, I have deceived you. I have taken your good graces and used them for my own ends. My joining of the Harpers was partially was partially motivated by my desire to save Akoa Koa, but that was because... Does the name Xanathar ring a bell to you?
I know it's.
Yeah, well, lovely bloke. He promised me information. He promised me a way, and I took it. And part of that deal was infiltrating the Harpers and sharing information on their movements, their plans. And this has continued up until our most recent outing, where Xanathar himself personally inquired, demanded more like, to retrieve Iskander and hand him over. He wasn't interested in the mask, which... He just wanted Iskander. He just wanted to learn more about the cult and how he might be able to benefit them, because to him, a Tiamat victory would be a great boon to him and his ilk. Now, I guess I don't know what else to say to you. You've been gracious to me and to everyone in our cause more than I ever could have asked for, and I used you, and for what it matters, I deeply apologize, and whatever consequences this may bring to me, I shall accept. And he bows his head.
Well, to say I am disappointed would be a lie.
Wait, what?
She slowly cracks a smile. Boy, did you think that I didn't have people looking into you? I'm a master spy, boy. And I've been alive for nearly 180 years.
Oh.
Now I know what Xanathar wants. That was the hardest bit of information to get, so thank you for that.
You have to
As
remember,
she
Cody.
holds
She
out
even
her
accepted
pin.
me.
Well, to say the rug was pulled under my paws is a bit of an understatement, milady.
Boy, let me tell you, the one thing that I have learned in all of my lifetime, I recognize the people who are willing to go as far as they need to achieve their goals. And I saw that in you. And I knew that you would be a prime target for that kind of information. I thought it actually might have been the Brigand Dearth. I thought you had more debts to them, but apparently no. Apparently that switched around somehow. I don't know how exactly that went down. But
let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that.
oh no, that's fine. That's fine. But at any rate, I knew that somebody was going to reach out to you, and that was the thing. We were having some difficulty finding the right in on some of those organizations. Centaurum is one thing, you know. Rianne and I actually go way back, and while we don't agree on methods or philosophy, we do agree on a certain professionalism and a certain discussion that can be had between the two of us. Well, tense perhaps, but not unfriendly. But I wasn't sure where Xanathar was going to fall. And frankly, I figured if anybody was going to reach out to you, it was either going to be the Brigand Dearth or Xanathar. So pretty good to know which way the wind's blowing for either of them.
Well, it's my 40 years of living. Rarely. Well, you know, this is the third most shocked I've ever been in my relatively short time here. I mean, it's gonna be pretty hard to top that one time over in the Northern Isles with the ogre and the three dragonborn. But well, let's not get into that. You live up to your reputation. I'm consider me impressed, but I suppose what happens now?
Indeed. I admit I had not expected Xanathar to act so boldly in this matter. I knew that information would definitely be wanted. I didn't consider that he would actually try to personally intervene in this matter. The idea of him currying favor with the cult is alarming. But that does mean that he doesn't have favor with them currently.
Do you suspect he was aware of the mask's true nature? He expressed only interest in Iskander. He didn't seem to have much interest in the mask.
It's possible he may not have understood the significance beyond their desire for it. Perhaps understanding that it may have been some important piece, but I can't say that I begin to understand the thoughts of a being from beyond our plane anyway. Perhaps they are thinking far beyond what I can consider. A problem, though. Something to address. We'll have to consider how to do so. But trust me, Poi, when I say that you do have the Harper's support. And this pin, while you think you may not deserve it, I can think of very few people who do deserve it.
At that, Cambro stands up. I think you deserve it too.
Oh. Poise genuinely left speechless. He just kind of takes it and awkwardly puts it back on. Huh. Okay.
It's always difficult when people see the real you, isn't it, Poi?
I've never had anyone do that till recently.
It's hard when you don't stay in one place long enough.
I guess that was the point. But I thank you.
As Vajra releases the magic of the spell that she has been casting, and her hair starts standing up as if being pulled up by a gust of wind, as her eyes glow with white light, as you can even feel, Arai especially, you can feel this crackling of energy, and you would even be able to sense that there is almost a divine level of intervention that is happening here at this moment. As Vajra goes quiet, as her hair falls back down normal, her eyes turn back, and she smiles. So, this, as she holds it up, was a trap for Iskander, or rather for whoever was in charge of Iskander, I suppose. It seems that it was created by Severin. It would seem he had known that there was defectors, I suppose, within his ranks. Perhaps he wanted to fish them out, but fringe benefit, it seems that it managed to catch your attention as well. Which again begs the question, how did they know? I am going to take just a moment with this mask. I have perhaps a small theory, but I will have to test it. As she holds the mask halves together, and she casts Mending to put it back into one piece.
Kimber looks a little relieved.
Alright, just shivers and pats down his fur that was standing on ends for a moment.
Are you all right, young necromancer?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just my fur tends to stick up when something that's strong just tends to be nearby. That's all.
The divine knowledge of Mystra is indeed very powerful.
Yeah.
It's just one revelation after another today, isn't it?
As the stewards open the sliding doors and call out to Lady Haventree. Lady Rianne here to see you. Ah, yes, please, do send her in. This should be very interesting. As entering the area, into the sitting room, is the tiefling woman that you have known as Rianne Nightshade, one of the ambassadors for the Zentarum. As she enters with two burly orc men who are holding a half-elf woman, one arm underneath each of her arms, as they are basically just lifting and carrying her into the sitting room. As Remy just kind of raises an eyebrow. Rianne, really? You couldn't think of something more subtle? Well, I thought this was pretty subtle, honestly. I didn't even have any assassins follow me this time, as she says with a smile. Hello, Platinum Dawn. Good to see you again. Poi, I have been thinking about your possible employment. We should talk after this, but I understand that there was a little bit of a problem with the information we gave you.
Well,
Alright, gives a slight hiss.
Well, let me start by saying that I am deeply sorry about this. I was under the impression that the intel was good and acted accordingly. Now, knowing that I have in fact given you bad intel is quite embarrassing for me and really for my organization as well. It does not bode well for our reputation. So, in order to make amends for the error in verification, I bring you Miss Berlina Vossel, one of my messengers. Berlina, Rianne, please, I didn't know. Shh. No, you're answering to them, Berlina, not me, all right? As she motions to all of you. Here you are, as you wish. As she takes a few steps back. As this half-elf woman is looking at you with tears in her eyes, looks terrified as she is being held by these two orc burly men that have her under one under each arm as they are lifting her up, and she just looks at you pitifully. Says, I really didn't know. I honestly didn't. I'm so sorry.
Cambro raises his hand for just a moment, and he looks over to Lady Haventree and Rianne, was it?
Yeah, Rianne is the tiefling, yes.
Do you want me to make a area of truth for this?
I think that would be appropriate. Rianne, any objections? No, just tell me where you're going to put it so I can take a few steps back.
Cambro just raises an eyebrow here, and he will go ahead and on basically around the woman, he'll cast Zone of Truth.
All right. DC
I would-
of 16.
Can they? Yeah, DC 16, I suppose. Yes, DC 16.
You were gonna say yeah.
I would also like to request that they have a seat, please. I do not believe this will be very conducive if they are under duress. They could not escape even if they tried.
I agree with that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna take the fun out of it, all right. Put her down as the two orcs just slowly lower her down to the ground. Ooh. Okay. Yes. Whatever you need me to do, I'm totally here to help. I'll tell you everything I know.
Did she
Please.
succeed or fail on the zone?
She failed.
Okay. So Cambro just gives a nod to.
However, unfortunately, it does look like Rianne passed.
Ah. Damn it.
Sorry. She's yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not the
Understandable.
target, not the intended target.
But she's definitely like, nope, not falling for this one. But she does fail, yes.
Okay. Go ahead and ask your questions.
Who are you saying that to?
Anybody.
Whoever wants to lead the interrogation, I suppose.
Well, I suppose we should ask about Iskander first. Let's see. How'd you learn about Iskander? How'd you learn about his intentions in the first place?
I don't know him personally. I came across his letter because it was brought to us by one of our merchant contacts. He had passed through some strange place with a tower and lots of shrubbery and said that some person had given him this letter and said to deliver it to us. We do that all the time. That's how we get messages across the network. As Rianne speaks up, no, don't. Not too much, of course. We want to keep a little bit of air of mystique, perhaps. As she looks over and just says, it is true, though, we do use some of our merchant friends who are aligned or perhaps even members, and they will ferry messages from one place to another, from wherever we might have a group waiting for them.
Unsurprising that you have a communication network. That is important.
Indeed. That's how you get work done.
Were you able to follow up on any of this information at all before sending it our way?
I mean, I didn't read it or anything like that. I know that the higher ups tend to read some of the letter as Rianne clears her throat. I mean, as she tries to say something else and it doesn't happen. Well, at any rate, I was not fully aware of what was in the message. I just knew that they wanted it delivered to the Satarum to see if perhaps that they may have some kind of arrangement. That's all I knew. As far as details, I was not aware of any of the finer details of the whole matter.
This unfortunately seems very cut and dry to me, that it was Iskander himself that gave a message to anyone who had passed by on the outside world.
So you reckon he was desperate?
Quite possibly, yes.
And that's all fine and good, but that doesn't really solve our issue.
I bear no ill will to a messenger. It is only their job to pass messages anyway.
She looks notably relieved.
We do have our other leads. We do have Iskander. As Zerchi
is he here?
looks at the... He looks suspiciously towards this mound of cloth in the room.
As Rianne looks down. Oh, very sad. Well, anyway, are we done here, or do we need more questions for Berlinda here, or do we think we're good?
What, you don't want to say hi to him?
There's nobody to me. Anybody who has the coin can hire the Zentarum for their services, and I don't know, it seemed valuable information to people who were, as she holds her hands out to you, in the matters that you find yourselves in. So it seemed a valuable piece of information to trade for my position in this council. So I did so. But now, obviously, with it being bad intel, that's embarrassing on my behalf. So anything else I can do to help smooth this over so that we can all be happy with the arrangement? Because that's all I want, is I want everybody to be happy with the arrangements.
Listen, I see no reason why we gotta bark up this tree any further. We got other matters to attend to.
Canberra looks over to Lady Haventree. Are you okay with this?
Not yet. As Rianne just kind of looks a little annoyed. It's like, Remy, come on. You know that this matter is... What else can I do? As Remy smiles and looks over at Poi. Would you be interested in buying debt?
Ooh.
Depends on the debt, actually. Is it valuable debt?
Well, my lady, it's one to behold, as it were.
As she looks at you and just taps her lips with a long painted fingernail. I am interested in hearing more. But that will have to wait, because I do have to deal with this situation as she leans over towards Belinda, who suddenly stiffens up a little bit. No, don't worry now. It's not going to be anything like that. I'm just going to... Well, I'm afraid you can't be in Waterdeep anymore. So we're going to have to move you a little bit. But we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Don't worry, dear. As she snaps her fingers at the two orcs, and they, instead of lifting her up, just put a hand on each of her shoulders. Just take her back to her home and just have her... Actually, you know what? As she reaches into her pouch and pulls out 3 gold, go ahead and get her a nice meal at down at the Yawning Portal, too. I think you seem like you've had such a rough day, dear. So just go and relax. As she ushers them out and turns back around to look at Remy. Now, Remy, you know that I do enjoy the mischief that you like to bring, but I do have to ask, is this really the deal that we have to make to smooth this over? I am not the arbitrator of the debt, unfortunately. I can point you into the direction of the person whose debt it is. I don't like this. I feel like it's a trick. Rian,
Come on now.
would I trick you? Yes, Remy, you would, and you've done it many times, and I'm really annoyed at it. But you know that I really like a good opportunity to... Damn it. Fine, yes, I want to hear it. Let me hear it.
Oh, my turn.
As
All right,
Lady Haventree motions to you, boy.
All right, good day there, Poi. I think we met before. So I have a few odds and ends with the you recognize Xanathar? You recognize that name?
Oh, fuck me.
At that, Canberra will go to like the door of the parlor and stand in front of it with his arms crossed. Just in
Now-
case, she might leave prematurely.
Now, I will admit, part of it was quite hefty. I managed to, recoup some of it, but let's just say a beholder's not exactly forgiving in a few ways. Nearly got turned to stone quite a few occasions myself. But it would be a great delight to have this all off my shoulders. And hey, I already did you a solid with the whole contract before, and we all know it was bad information. So
Really
Let's-
bad.
really
She-
bad.
Scrunches her face up at that, just looks over at Remy, really, really annoyed. It's like, I knew it was a trick. Well, now,
what do you agree?
Rianne, you've already agreed, and you can't back out now. How would that look on the Zentarum? Oh, ugh. Ugh. You were, oh, Remy, I swear. Fine, I will talk to some of my higher-ups and see what we can work out. Good. By the gods. Oh, why do you have
Hey.
to do this?
Consider it a brand new opportunity, as it were.
You are lucky that that council seat is worth way more than your debt ever could be worth.
Oh, what can I say? I found a way to slip by. Your generosity is much appreciated, my lady.
Ooh, oh, don't you?
That's our boy.
Fine. All right. I have to admit, you do have me over a barrel at the moment with this whole debacle, so... yes, fine. I will try to make it happen. I make no guarantees on the success, but I will do everything in the Zentarim's power that I am allowed to use.
I better not poke the dragon any more than I should, so I'll just graciously accept.
Good. Then we are all square then?
It should be. Well, there is that issue of the whole cult of the dragon occurring right now that might bode ill for the future of all of us, but we'll settle that later.
Oh, believe me, I have been catching up on that matter. There is a lot to go over, but I have been speaking with people about that, and I have come to a few conclusions myself. I have a few ideas, but we'll have to wait until we can actually organize it all, because it's going to be... I regret to say it will probably be an all the eggs in the basket situation. As much as I don't like those, but I think that's the only way this is going to work.
All right then.
But at least, if we come out the other end, the profit will be incredible. Oh, the contracts we're going to have. Oh, it's going to be so beautiful. I'm going to get a promotion. Thank you, Rianne. Oh, yes, thank you, Remy. Much appreciated. You're a pain in my ass as always. Bye.
Canberra will open the door for her.
Thank you. As she walks past you and heads off down the hallway.
Close the door.
Or I
Poy's
just
gonna
breathes.
Poy's gonna giggle and he's gonna turn to Haventree. He's gonna say, "Huh. You know, you make a better Zent representative than she would."
They can't afford me. Besides,
Morality is a high price.
indeed, I have sold off too much of my morals over my life that I am not willing to sell off anymore.
Well, suppose traded one debt for another, but I can only thank.
At this point, Canberra will reapproach everyone and ask Lady Haventree, "What are we going to do for now about Hoy and Xanathar?
Xanathar.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, that is a bit of an issue. They're
probably going
me.
to expect him. Yeah.
At this moment, it would probably be best if we were to remove Poi from Waterdeep for just a little while. You are free to stay here tonight, Poi. I will make sure that you are well guarded under my personal watch here. I will make sure that no harm comes to you tonight, but we will have to think of a better solution moving forward.
Is it like a small town nearby or a place in the forest Poi can fly off to?
Well, Daggerford's not too far, I suppose.
I remember Daggerford.
You
Yeah,
have
well,
been introduced
my
to the Lord
family's
there.
Yeah.
Your family. Oh, Cam, that's perfect.
What?
The farm.
His eyes go wide as he like looks at Poi, looks at Lady Haventree. Oh,
Well, they wouldn't look for him there.
yeah. You're right. You're right.
I don't know what's
And
going
at this
on.
point,
Let's
he just chuckles a little bit to himself because in his mind he's imagining Poi trying to lift a hay bale.
Poi
Boy returns as a farm otter.
Aha there. Gotta use booming blade. Okay. Poi's gonna like look around. He's like, well, I don't know exactly what's going on, but context clues are telling me something's juicy cooking up.
We'll have to work it out. It's an idea at the moment, and we don't have. We'll have to work on it. There's a lot to take in today. It turns out.
Right.
May I add one more idea? If it comes to deals that we must fulfill just for Poi to be unaccosted by the guild, I have been speaking to the spirits for the past few days. They believe that I am skilled enough. Yes, I can do this. I may learn how to raise Iskander from the dead. It would only cost some time, resources. But if it is required, I can begin my studies now. It is something taboo. Only those born of the Dragon Emperor are allowed to do.
Question is, can we afford? Are these resources, and can we afford it? I don't
It
mean
is
afford
only-
monetary wise. I mean afford.
Approximately, and then he goes through a mental list, 500 gold worth of resources.
I meant afford in terms of. Well, if you're sure about it, then I won't stop you.
It is an option. Let me know.
Perhaps we should sleep on all of our choices at the moment. We may make a well-informed decision when we are well rested.
Our mounts are also flying in. It'll take about a day for them to get here, so we won't be able to leave until then.
Very well. I shall prepare guest rooms for everyone then. It would be best if perhaps you were to stay on the estate and not leave. As
Ambrose kind of furrows his brow a little bit. I was gonna go back to the temple, talk to Baruch a little bit more, but I think that can probably wait till tomorrow.
it may be best. Just
Alright.
until we know that Rianne has made some kind of arrangement. She does let out a smile at that.
Okay.
You were
As a-
very shrewd.
Well, for some people it's, dragon chess, and for other people it is very much not dragon chess. As Vajra speaks up at this point, I think it would be best for me to return to my tower. I have many things that I need to research and look into, but I will follow up with you all tomorrow as well.
Thank you.
Well, don't thank me yet until I have results. We're getting down to the wire now. Oh, Prince,
Yes.
if you are free at some point tomorrow, I would seek your counsel. If you would have the time and the will.
Of course. When there
Thank
are important matters at hand, there is only will.
This will certainly be regarding an important matter, but I will leave you all to your rest and recovery. You all have done very well. The recovery of Iskander, a fringe benefit, I think, in this matter, now that we know more details of the mass for them to manipulate and control on the board. Have a good evening. As she,
Before we all disperse, the spirits would like to give all of you a gift.
oh, for
Another
God's
gift.
sake.
Another gift.
We're just gonna have
We're
bags of
approaching-
charms.
We are approaching the level.
You've acquired max charms unless you've used them before.
How many charms can we have? Just one?
I think we said 3, right?
Yeah.
Three.
the-
We kept it.
technically, in reality, there's no limit. But in this situation, because of how easily these guys can be called, I'm limiting you all to 3.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I still have the charm of the crystal heart, so I think I have.
I have
room for two more.
2 charms, so I guess I gotta wait. I have one charm of balance, one charm of the creeping hand. Well,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so I can have a third.
Yeah, I
you
can have
can
a
have-
third as
you have
well.
more.
I only have 2 charms as well.
And we had 2 extra Twingos, so maybe they'll give them to Vajra and
There you
We could sell them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ooh, well, and there go the
That's
charms.
No. Yeah, there you go. You had to push it, didn't you? See, that's...
Ooh, charm of heroism. Okay.
Okay, Can.
Wow.
Dragon Slayer charm for boy.
Wow. How fitting.
Where were the charms again? Where was the list?
It's the
Uh,
under
Below
my
the party list.
yeah.
right
Underneath,
Summons. Chwinga charms.
My summon
Quaker.
spam, yeah.
Summons. Oh, Chwinga charms.
Summon
Chwinga
it.
charms. Chwinga charms.
Chwinga charm.
Okay. Sar, one sword in your possession becomes a Dragon Slayer for the next 9 days. Does the rapier count as a sword?
it can, yeah.
I would. Okay.
Yay!
Force a
What?
What?
creature.
Okay. A packed weapon rapier, would that be affected?
Yeah.
Okay.
To the same charm.
Oh, wow.
It is a physical manifestation. It is not a illusory object, so.
Okay, actually, wait.
This
Does
is
it wait?
Perfect.
Does it replace like
No.
the?
It adds on.
Okay. It's awesome.
I
Do
got
you remember the
charm of
Dragon Slayer
comet. That
arrows
is
that you had?
perfect.
This is basically that, but for swords.
For 9 days. Ooh. Okay, this one might actually be. This might.
This
be
one
clutch.
is This one is currently active, by the way. The way it is stated, it is active now and will last for the next 9 days. So if you run into a dragon within the next 9 days, you will be able to deal extra damage.
Oh, okay. So it activates immediately. Okay. Well, Okay. Well,
Remember, I
that's
can
a-
literally spam this spell if you really want to, but we're trying to make sure that I
What-
don't do that that
What, a
much.
little,
Yeah,
balance.
It'll be
power
good.
gaming. That power gaming.
I just
God
got
is
one that's
watching you.
perfect. I just got one that's perfect for the paladin, the charm of the comet.
There you go.
That's basically
one's that
compelled
one?
duel. Yeah.
Compelled duel.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was just thinking that.
But after
So, I'm
after
gonna
the
need
charms
to.
were given out,
Oh wait.
I
did I-
will speak up for to the prince. Prince Ichi,
Hmm.
will you be available to have a chat tonight, if possible?
I believe I can make arrangements.
All right.
As I'm gonna say, one of the Chwingas is actually quite fascinated with Vajra, mostly her staff, because her staff is huge. Like it easily towers like 3 feet above her. So, and she's a relatively small woman. She's only about maybe 5'1", but she carries a gravitas to her. But the Chwinga has climbed up her staff and is now just kind of perched on top of it, balancing like on 1 foot as it's going. And I think they're gonna give Vajra a charm as well. We'll see which one it is.
Is that like the Karate Kid, like posing on the?
I was thinking
sitting
more
on
of like the
post?
Spirit of Ecstasy on the Rolls Royce.
What?
Hmm. Yep. Yep.
'Cause that's a car thing. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I dipped my foot outside of nerddom. My apologies.
You.
No.
I know what you're talking about, car heads.
You've left
Thank-
your.
Boom, runs and
Thank
gets
you,
run over.
Dirk.
I know a car head or two.
I would
mean,
expect the guy
that's
who does
fine.
Truck Simulator to know a few things about cars.
Well, yeah. But funny enough, I'm not the car
Trucks,
head.
not cars.
I know a guy. It's my brother.
I for
Appreciate
one
you, buddy.
am
One more thing, real quick. Canberra will ask Lady Haventree if she has like a place in the manor or outside, like a sparring or a practice area. He has some moves he wants to practice.
There is not necessarily a sparring area, unfortunately. There is an area in the courtyard that is fairly cleared of trees and plants. It's a fairly open area. There is a fountain in the middle, like a water feature, that has a spell on it that is causing water to cycle. But other than that, it fairly open enough space for you to do some practice.
would she be able to have some harpers, perhaps some martial harpers, be able to spar with him because he wants to practice a couple maneuvers?
She can do you one better, actually. She can do her personal guards. She is a
Excellent.
royal, so she has her own security force.
Excellent. Yeah, if we're going to be stuck here tonight, not stuck here, but if we're going to be here tonight, he would like a chance to practice some
Absolutely.
ideas. Perfect.
As while you all conclude your business for this moment, Vajra takes her leave with her charm of heroism in tow, and Lady Haventree calls for the stewards to arrange for dinner for her guests, as they prepare a feast for all of you.
Lady Haventree, should we perhaps move dear Iskander to a more private location until we are ready to ask him those questions?
Oh, he was so quiet, I forgot he was there. I would appreciate if we did not leave him here. Although I have to say, he doesn't look quite that worse for wear, having been dead for at least a few days, I understand.
I have ways of preserving.
Oh, well, that's good.
Pickling.
Goodness, a storage closet feels a little disrespectful, but then again, he was a cultist. Well, he was a defector. He was trying to turn over a leaf, I suppose. Yeah, we will arrange for him to be... I suppose I could put him in the crypt for the moment. That should be fine. Yes, that should be fine. It should be fine. As she motions to the stewards to take the body, as Fernando just looks so upset as he sees, oh, okay.
Poor Fernando, he deserves a raise.
Or
As
vacation.
If it
the
is not
stewards,
too far, I can help.
Oh, no, it's quite all right. I do pay them, as they lift their each individual side and hoist the corpse away. Well, I for one am famished. I think that I would love to have a quiet dinner with you all, perhaps. Maybe a few rousing tales of heroism, right? Should be fun.
I would love a steak.
I think we are preparing at least a few tenderloins.
You
Yeah,
have,
I can go on and on about how Cambro went into the what was it? The Afridi's salt. Yeah. Oh, it was hilarious. You should have been there.
Cambro does a slow turn to Poi.
I electrocuted
Alright,
a boy
just-
in a pool. That was
Alright,
fun.
Jess.
That I believe.
I'll have a
As,
salad and I'll tell you some
Do you know what a
stories.
chul is?
As
Never s-
Remy takes you all in to have a lovely meal. It is everything you could imagine from a noble chef group, where they have provided you with everything prepared to perfection. And Cam, not only do they have a salad for you, but they do have a full vegetarian entree for you as well.
Oh,
Heck yeah.
is that eggplant parmesan?
Oh,
I-
God.
I took the liberty of making sure to have that sourced in, and
Oh,
I understand you're a fan.
there's like a tear on his eye. It's like
Aw.
it's beautiful. I haven't seen one in forever.
As you all dig into a feast, followed by a nice, relaxing evening, we'll go ahead and go and take our break there.
Yay.
Sounds good.
Ironically, my actual dinner time.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What
I
timing?
I did think of eggplant parmesan. Sounds really good too.
Oh,
It
it is
does.
good.
It's one of those things.
I was
Making
actually
me
gonna make some
hungry.
ratatouille. So,
Oh, like the
Ratatouille, too.
movie.
What the tree?
ratatouille.
All right, I'm gonna go take my
Yeah.
break and I'll be back in a bit.
All right.
All right,
See
same.
y'all in about 5-10 minutes here.
Indeed, indeed. All right, this is the part where we go on to our break. I usually mess up this spiel a lot, but in short, I only do one ad break during the entire stream. So during our regular parts of the D&D campaign, we keep it all there for y'all to read. See, I'm messing it up already. Yeah, no interruptions during the campaign. But during this ad break, we do a 3-minute ad break, and if you are subscribed, you don't have to listen to that. You get to listen to our conversations and stuff. And don't worry, if you aren't subscribed, you'll be able to come into them after the ad break. But in the meantime, enjoy the ads. I'm going to quickly fetch myself some dinner, and if you're subscribed, enjoy the early conversation.
I've returned.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Had to get the ice
Whoa.
pack on my foot here for a little bit.
Oh no.
That was a
turn, a twist.
that was great. That was like peak. It was peak. There's so many twists and turns. You have very cool.
And to be honest, it really is a question of like, how would she get any information on Xanathar's guild? It's so hard to get into their group because it's so underground and tight knit.
They're a
And-
very exclusive club.
Yeah, so it really came down to like, how am I going to get information on that? And then lo and behold,
Boy.
somebody who would do whatever it takes to get what they want done. And she's like, that guy's going to talk to other people. He's going to double deal.
That guy's going places. Literally.
Yeah, but she also knew that your heart was in the right place. Like, you weren't trying to be malicious in this. You had reasons for what you were doing.
This could be interesting. I am curious about the farm thing. That's gonna be fun if it pans out.
It pans out. It's up to you guys how to handle all these things, but
Poi
you do
legend.
have a lot of things had come forward here, and people are making motions.
And I'm back.
Welcome
back.
back.
Man, I tell you what, I had an inkling that you were gonna pull that with Lady Haventree and Poi. Only because my mind went back to all the times that Cambro kind of took Lady Haventree aside and tried to warn her about what he like felt with Poi. And
Mhm.
she's just like, I've
I
got
know.
this under control. I've got no, it's just like, it's all being taken care of. Don't worry. Trust me in this. And I'm like, okay. And now it's like, yeah, I knew all along. So what? I'm like,
Is her name Remy Haventree or
Remalia,
Ramon,
but everybody
okay.
calls her Remy. I
Yeah,
should
I
say
love how
people who
you-
are close to her call her Remy.
I did love how you pretty much gone all like sassy girlfriends conversations.
Frenemies right there.
Here's the thing: is that the Zentarum, in most cases, do deal with people who are less than reputable, but the Zentarum also does a lot of legitimate things. So they're not necessarily a frowned upon organization in that sense. So it's mostly like, if there's going to be a potential for this being the attention, falling under the attention of the, criminal underground, then people might work with the Zentarum to basically use them against the, whatever other factions may be trying to, Xanathar's Guild or the Brigand Earth or whomever.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't agree on things, though. That's the thing. I think that the Harpers are definitely more noble in their causes, whereas the Zentarum are literally like, whatever we need to do to make money. Like, we have morals. Like, we don't cross certain lines, but like, we're just trying to make a couple of gold.
Lawful Eve neutral.
Pretty much.
wait, what is their like? Are they just like a trading guild, or like what is their
Kind of.
product?
It's a little bit more elaborate than that, because basically what the Zentarum does is more akin to like being a like a mix of a trading guild and a mafia, where
Unchecked capitalism.
I get black market vibes.
a little bit, yeah, but it's mostly that the Zentarum in and of themselves are not necessarily evil by default, and they're not necessarily bad people by default. In most cases, it's protection for their goods and their services, Like you met with Samel had Zentarum contacts, but Samel wasn't a bad guy.
He was very friendly.
No, of.
He's a friendly dude at the least that you guys knew him to be. Very gregarious type. Yeah, he had Zentarum guards with him through most of the caravan actually. So they were the ones who were in charge of his cargo, while he made Jessica in charge of his. Jesse, as he do them, in charge of security for his wife,
Oh, that's
because he
right.
loves his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
White
mhm.
guy.
He was a wife guy. He really was. He's so much of a wife guy that he was on his fourth wife.
He's okay.
He was like, the real, I think, difference between Zentarum and Harpers mostly is just that the Harpers are trying to help people and move things forward in a more drastic way than the Lord's Alliance and the Order of the Gauntlet are willing to go, because they're very much more mired in the status quo, whereas the Harpers are a little bit more ambitious. If anything, I mean, there really are the opposite like the two sides of the same coin, really, the Zentarum and the Harpers. They're kind of the opposites in that matter.
Kind of saw that in their interaction.
Yeah. But the whole thing between, like, Rianne is a notable Zentarum contact in Waterdeep. So she's pretty much the top of the ladder here in the city. So it makes sense that she would know all of the people in the Lord's Alliance, as well as Remy, as well as the Open Lord. And, it's just a matter if people are willing to meet with them. And up until now, they have been kind of hesitant to bring the Zentarum in, but seeing how things are getting a little bit more intense, they've laxed they've let their rules go a little lax, I would say.
When you were mentioning that Poi couldn't be in like Waterdeep for a while, I would thought that you were going to float the idea of, how do you feel about going back to Akoa and taking out Sunflare?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that would be cool. I don't know, like, how we're gonna get to the whole Sunflare thing at this juncture, but yeah.
Well, I'm sure Lady Haventree hasn't forgotten it. It's just a matter of
Yeah.
other things are kind of taking priority at the moment.
Yeah.
She's all in. It's just everybody else is hesitant because of the implications politically.
Damn politics.
It's the thing that makes the world go and also makes the world come to a crawling stop.
Yep.
It's crazy how it happens, but in this particular situation, the amount of bad faith, I think, that could be seen between a lot of these interactions. Things are already so loose. It depends on how you all approach it, really, but it could be done. It's just a matter of convincing the right people.
And as we've pretty much discovered, for the majority of the lords and whatnot, there, threatening their pocketbooks tends to get a lot of results.
Everything comes back to money.
Pretty much.
Ethan had to step away for a little bit. I just got a message from him regarding that, so he will be back shortly. But Dirk, are you here or are you still away? He might be. I know he said he was going to eat, so that might take him a little bit longer.
He's getting his
It's
egg.
a lot of panda to feed. Oh God, I so want one now. And the funny thing is, I'm I usually don't go for eggplant parmesan, but I'm just imagining it in my mind, and my mouth is actually watering. I would so love one, but I really can't afford to eat out. So,
No, fair enough. I can't do too much of that as well because I need to start saving money for Megaplex.
I need to save money so I can. I want to go on a cruise this year if I can.
Hmm.
That would be fun.
I
Where?
apologize, everyone. I'm back.
Oh, you're fine.
You don't have to apologize for being back. We love it. We love having you here.
Thank you.
You're not even the latest one here.
You're not even.
I was.
Dirk is,
If somebody. Oh,
mhm.
go ahead. Somebody was asking where I was planning to go, and I was probably gonna visit my my mom in Florida, and maybe stop over like in the Orlando area and take like a 3 or 4 day cruise from there or something like that.
That would be
Okay,
fun.
so like a Bahamas cruise.
Yeah, something relatively short but memorable.
A Disney cruise?
Oh my god,
I don't know if
Probably not.
Yay! Oh.
Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, you're good. No worries. All right. Well, everybody's back, so we'll go ahead and get back into it then.
Mhm.
All right. So after the lovely meal that you all enjoy with Lady Haventree, and she excuses herself for the evening as she heads back to her chambers, but leads you all to your guest rooms. Each of you get a room, and inside each room is a very nice bed, a desk with a chair, as well as two sitting chairs, as well as a small little coffee table, and also a little washing up area, just a simple basin with water in pitchers, and also noted there is a chamber pot as well. So you got the full ensuite, a medieval
Heck yeah.
ensuite.
Ooh.
But it's magical
pot?
medieval, so it's cooler.
Chamber pot seems so regal right about now. Yeah.
Chamber pot actually has prestidigitation on it. So every time you poop in it, it just cleans it up.
First
no.
order of business, Poi is going to close all the windows and board everything up.
I don't know about boarding up, but yeah, you could definitely lock the windows and
lock
close up the curtains and everything. So easily done.
Boy's paranoia room.
After using the chamber pot, Cambro is going to produce flame. Don't go in there.
After some relaxing, after that meal, Arai's gonna look for Prince Ichi's room and knock on the door.
Come in.
He'll come in. Hey, are you available right now?
I have not much to do. I have only been looking over this manuscript that I have taken from the tower.
He'll
I
shut
know
the
there
door
are many
and
things.
breathe.
I know
So
there are
the-
many things to think about right now, but I
Yeah.
always look for progress.
So this secondary method you want to use to revive him. I know you stated it's mainly something only from the dragons, but is there any way I can learn or assist you?
I am uncertain. Of course, there are many techniques from across our cultures. Well, there have been others to raise the dead in the way that I am going to do. But in my empire, only those born of the Dragon Emperor are allowed to do so. It is taboo. We pluck the fleeting energy of one soul from the ether and return it to a body. It is not to make an undead. It is to bring someone back to life, fully, if they are so willing.
The way you make it sound, it's like a miracle. And I feel like that's something necromancy could need every now and then.
I am not so well versed in the study of what you might consider to be necromancy. There are other factors which make your study different. We at
Well-
the Ministry of Spirits focus on our connection to the spirit world. Those spirits are alive. They speak to us constantly in every single land, in every place. The walls, the floors, the trees and stones. Even the past emotions and lives and lies and truths of people whisper to us.
The mentioning of past emotions, he twinges a bit, but relaxes for a moment. I see. Like I said, even if there's no way for me to be able to really gain out of this, at least let me assist you with it. At least for the materials.
Certainly. I think it would be a good idea to have you study what I could do if we go down this path.
Even if we don't, it'd be a nice time to find a chance to just learn from you, if able to.
Indeed and truly. There are many ways in which our magics are similar, yet different. In my land, those who are like you, they do not control necessarily the flow of souls. That is up to those like myself. Those like the shamans of the Ministry of Spirits. You control instead the energy of life. And I do so too, sometimes. It is
Well,
good for you to learn about that.
I would appreciate those lessons then. Thank you. But I guess for now it's time to just rest our minds and our bodies for the future that's ahead of us.
Indeed. Actually, I have a request for you.
Hmm?
This manuscript. He points at the crumbling old manuscript that's kind of on probably one of the study tables that is in the room. I have no intentions on keeping any of this secret, although I know most people would not be able to interpret the words within. If possible, I am looking for someone who could possibly scribe this manuscript again in perfect, as a perfect copy. One to hold for the benefit of the Wizard's Tower here, and one for the Ministry of Fates, which I will bring back.
So you want me to make 2 copies of the manuscript?
Would you not be so interested in learning about chronomancy?
Oh no, you know my interests. No, I'm happy to help however I can. Pass me the manuscript and I'll get to work on it.
I entrust it to you then.
I'll get to work on it before I go to bed then. Thank you.
Perhaps you might impress your mentor. Perhaps not.
Right now, I think with all we've been through, Rendeville will either have a field day with me or be proud of me. I don't know which way she would take it, but I just hope it just puts a smile on her face is all I care about.
I think she cares about how much you've grown.
And with that, he'll give a nod with the manuscript in hand. Good night, Prince Ichi.
Good night.
And he'll leave to go to his room to start working.
As you exit the room and looking out the windows into the courtyard, you can see Cambro currently sparring with, shall we say, practice weapons?
Like wooden swords, yeah.
Yeah, with several of Lady Haventree's personal guard. As it looks like they are in the middle of some kind of training regimen.
And Poi
He'll-
see this as well.
He'll watch
You-
for a bit.
I would say that you could hear it happening as it's not exactly quiet.
Poi's gonna actually peek through the windows to see. Is he able to see it from his position?
Not from within the room, no. It's the courtyard is inside basically the manor where it kind of what I'm trying to describe this in my head, what I see in my head, but I'm not doing so well with it. You know how like when they manors have like that kind of U shape, and then they have the courtyard in between
Yeah.
the two wings. That's basically what is going on. You have several guest rooms on one side, and then the courtyard, and then on the other side of the courtyard are the other main chambers for Lady Haventree and assumedly her family.
Like
He'll
wings
watch for a
around the
bit.
courtyard.
Yeah, he'll just watch for a bit
Always-
and just mentally just cheer for Cambro before heading back to his room to work on the manuscript.
For anybody watching, Cambro is focusing less on like offense and more on defense. Specifically, he is having the guards take turns basically trying to attack him or attack the other guard and let him basically counterattack along with that to kind of arrest their attention. One thing that you definitely would notice is that he is instructing the guards to attempt to get away from him. And he is working on ways to be able to stop them from doing that. Tripping them up, slightly stunning them, doing whatever it takes to keep them close. There is kind of an intensity in that, a determination that certain individuals will not get away again from him.
Poi, can Poi run down and see what's going on? 'Cause-
Yep, if you hear as you hear the commotion outside, it isn't quiet, so it does. If I would say it might even alarm you at first, but then realize that it's not in your vicinity, so it's probably not the Xanathar's Guild. And
all right.
peek outside, see Cambro in the middle of his training.
Are there any spare training weapons?
A few were brought. They brought a couple of. There's a wooden axe. There's a wooden sword. There's a wooden.
Sword.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Poi's gonna sneak over there. "19 stealth."
I believe that beats your passive.
It does not.
Oh.
My passive perception is 20.
Damn it.
As you
No.
see Poi entering your range of attack.
At this point, he's still like fighting against the guards there. And is Poi trying to sneak up on for like a sneak attack? Kind of thing?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to take the sword. He's going to do that, and then he's going to whip around, and he's going to point the stick, the wooden sword, right at Poi's nose.
Oh, I'm losing my touch, I see. Good instincts.
I'm working hard to try to keep my combat eyes and ears open.
And what with these jobbers? You're not going to glean much.
As the guards are panting and heaving as they just look exhausted.
Thanks for the spar, gentlemen. You're dismissed.
Thank you. Ooh. Oh, my hands.
Now, how long do they last against you? Like a minute or so?
30 minutes.
Impressive. Impressive.
What brings you here, Poi? Just to sneak
I
up
just
on
heard
me,
a bit
or...
of I just heard a bit of commotion downstairs and saw that you were having a bit of a rumble. Kind of wanted to join in. So I take it you're training.
At this, Cambro's eyebrow raises, and there's a little bit of a smile on his muzzle. You're looking for a one-on-one?
I'm not looking for a one-on-one. I'm looking for a curb stomp. And he flourishes his wooden sword.
Cambro grins, and he takes out his two-hander. I think this was a long time coming. I accept.
Now, walk over to your side of the arena, and we'll begin.
How are we doing this?
Well, it's gonna be one-on-one.
All right.
I don't have dexterity on the wooden sword. Can I bond with a training sword?
It takes time for you to do that. It's not something you do
Okay.
instantaneously, unfortunately.
If it's any consolation, I haven't bonded with mine either.
Okay.
Raw muscle against muscle.
Wondering flavor-wise, could Poi summon his packed weapon but make it so that it has a blunt end instead?
You can summon you can make your weapon in any shape that you like, so.
Alright, Poi tosses the wooden sword and he summons Aoku, but you notice it, instead of a swordfish's like sharpened head, it's blunt and rounded.
Dana, question, could I have spent like an hour sometime in between me dropping off the Platinum Hammer and this point to have rebonded with Fang of Bahamut?
Yes, of course. I would assume
You're
that
just
you
using
would...
Fang of Bahamut!
I'm going to do the same that Poi's done with his weapon and make a wooden version of the Fang of Bahamut. And he just looks like he's smiling.
Do you
he's
have
back in his element.
do you have the improved pack weapon?
Can I not do that? Or is that only improved?
Yeah, only improved allows
Oh.
you to change it into basically any weapon you want.
We'll just use the blunt end.
Mm,
You can use the flat.
Swords flat slap him.
all right. It's good practice to try to knock people out rather than kill. It works.
Since you're not
Also,
trying to do serious damage to each other, I would assume.
Okay. All right.
Alright, first a half health, I guess. We don't want to.
No, nothing like that. We're gonna just
We'll
do round of 5, first to 3.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, now Ploy says, right, you just go to your end.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He goes ahead and
Okay, at the moment Cambro turns around, Ploy's gonna attack, opportunity attack.
All right. Well, roll to hit.
Okay. Where are you? Okay, so I'll just use regular. Oh.
How do you dodge that, Cam?
I don't. Clang! And he just stops and he turns and he just smiles. My turn.
It must have been the wind.
And with that, he will whip his Fang of Bahamut around and try to smack him upside the head with it.
Roll to hit.
Make sure that's on normal. Where is it? Here you are.
Oops.
Nope.
Hoy sidesteps it very casually. A bit sloppy
First-
there, mate.
Bring it again.
First round, no points. Go ahead.
me for
We'll go with we'll go poi cam. So
Okay.
that work easily.
All right. Hoy's going to Hoy's going to disengage, and he's going to run over to the bushes in stealth.
Dana, do I have your permission to prematurely use my upgrade?
Sure.
At your attempt to disengage, he's going to attempt to try to swing at your legs. Why do I roll dice?
Hoy's gonna
Yeah,
casually
doesn't
jump.
work.
Amateur.
But you'll
You slayed a-
notice. But you notice that he was able to actually swing at you versus when you might disengage from an enemy before and they wouldn't have a chance.
Does appear to be a much faster reaction time than you've seen from Cam in the past.
Impressive reaction speed, but just a tad off the mark there, pal. Come on, you slayed 2 dragons. Should be easy work for me. Anyways, bye! He says as he runs over to the bushes in stealths.
Is
That does
an
not
active
beat their
perception?
passive.
Nope.
Ooh.
You're watching them directly. They're not. You're not having to look around for them at this point. If they had managed to get out of your active view, then you would have had to
Right.
just look for them. But nope, you see
Speaking of-
exactly where they
yep.
went.
Speaking of Rusty, I see you. And I'm just going to run over and try to smack him. There we go.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
I'm not
As, you
rolling
get-
damage, it's just a hit.
No. We're not doing damage in this sense. As Poi, you are smacked and rocketed out of the bushes that you've tried to hide in.
Yeah. God damn it.
Just a tad
yeah.
slow.
Yeah. Poi, get you at the face. Okay, no, it's good. Well, point goes to you, my friend. See, you got
Your turn.
So running didn't work. Disengaging didn't work. Trying to stab it in the back didn't work. What to do? Well, Poi is going to Poi's going to put his finger up and say, "Listen, I think I'm gonna need a little help with this one." And he's gonna cast Mirror Image.
All right.
We didn't say anything about spells.
Cambro just
didn't-
smiles and grabs his amulet. And he says, "No, we didn't." As he starts to shift. And he casts Blur.
Oh no, it's just this is gonna take forever.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said 5 rounds. So far they're 1 point ahead of you, so you got to catch up.
Oh boy. Okay. What is?
Come on.
Okay, any creature. Okay, so that we used. Okay. I have to attack. I have to. Eddie has disadvantage on it. Okay. Oh boy. Well, time to rush in with disadvantage. Boy's gonna rush in with the rapier. Give it all. all
You
he
might
has.
you might hit. You might hit. Give it a go. Just off the mark.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm going to counterattack. Do I roll for the duplicates first, or?
Yes, we roll D20.
Okay.
Boy, go ahead. Oh yeah. Well, that works too.
Okay. And
All
I
right.
will
So
just.
you do hit a duplicate.
All right.
So roll the hit just to see if you beat its AC.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
That is a hit, and that does count as a point, even though it doesn't hit.
Ah, damn it!
Second attack. This is for the duplicate check.
That does hit the duplicate. And I believe that does beat their AC. It's 10 plus your dex mod, which is 3.
Yeah.
So 13. So yep, that beats it.
So that's the 3 points.
Ah.
As Cam slices through these images of you, and you have this moment of realizing that if you were in that position, it would have sliced right through you. Although the second one you might have been able to dodge, but it is definitely a moment of like, oh, thank goodness those were copies. But oh man,
Do you
so that will
yield?
count as 1.
Oh, that all counts as
Oh,
1
yeah.
1 point?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm 2-0 right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the 16 would not have hit Poi.
Fair.
Basically,
fair,
is what
fair. Gotcha.
All right, 2-0. This is not good. Well, desperate times call for desperate measures. Poi's gonna cast. Okay, how many rounds do we have? We only have like 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you put me in a bit of a spot, chum. All right, now to hold him back, he says as he rushes forward with Oku.
Oh,
Ooh.
It's just so hard to tell where Cambro is with that blurring effect.
And when he does the attack, Cam will spin around and do a counter attack for his own end. Oh. Let me do the 20. Is that a duplicate?
That is a duplicate.
Okay. Poof.
Second attack.
Second attack. He's out of duplicates, right?
Correct.
Okay. Nope.
I can't win. I don't think I can. There's only one round left.
You
Yep.
yield.
Well, I can't exactly win from this position now, can I? But
I don't think so.
oh, what the hell? Let's give it our best shot. Oh wait, no, wrong.
Oh.
Does that hit?
23.
Nope.
Oh, you said no. You didn't say spells, so
Yeah. But
I was waiting for you to do a spell so I could unleash all that shit on you. So as you actually get in a good mark, but there's like this platinum that comes right in front of him as he holds out his forearm. And he just gives a little finger waggle like the T-1000.
Oh.
Counterattack.
yeah, Ploy's knocked on his ass.
And he takes and he makes the sword go away. And he holds out his hand. Good session.
Yeah, that was well, that was embarrassing. He hops back up. I gotta say, you've definitely grown a lot since I first met you.
So have you, boy. So have you.
I'm still a bit vertically challenged, but I guess I need to keep up. Next time, however, you'll be eating dirt, mate.
And he just gives a little bit of a smile. Next time. And with that, he walks with Poi back out of the courtyard.
let me tell you about my best
Best
friend. All right.
I was so heavily
So-
contemplating new challenger appears.
I
I was like, yeah, and I was like, are there any statues in the courtyard?
Oh my god, if you do animate object, I would just. I was like,
You boys are look like you're having fun.
let me ruin that for you.
I see it more as like the prince leaning out the window and just being like, "You are making too much noise." For the rest of you though, is a peaceful evening. For those who desire a peaceful evening.
I'd rather desire a peaceful evening.
Yeah. You guys have been through a bit of a ringer. Like the Zonthal's Tower was not really an easy mission for you all. There had been a lot of ups and downs to it. So, and plus that last rush that you guys had, because being in the tower and having to exit as well as deal with the dragon was harrowing. But you managed to pull it out. So, a well-deserved rest for all of you in a nice, comfy bed with plenty of creature comforts.
Woo!
As you all gain the benefits of a long rest, and you all level up.
Yay!
Wow.
What?
We did it!
We won the game.
We did
Wow.
Great.
Wait, what?
We won the game.
Nothing. What? Huh? So,
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Did
yeah.
somebody say something? I don't know.
So you don't have to lock anything in right now. If you need the time to think it over, you will have time to think it over, of course.
Okay.
So
Same.
Yeah, I'll hold it
Because
for now.
I think it's
Arai,
pretty
of course,
obvious
gets
what I'm doing.
yeah. Arai has 2 spells that he has to pick, which at this level you get some good ones.
Yeah, I've been looking them over and been thinking about them.
Yeah, the wizards get some good high level spells.
At 7th level warlock, I think I unlock I think I unlock 4th level spells, don't I?
You do. You do indeed.
Ooh.
And that means that all of
And-
your spells will be cast at 4th level.
Ooh, okay.
So you can take 3 people with an invisibility now.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. Let me see. Definitely gonna be shifting some things around. I
Time to
think
suffer.
Shadow.
Yep, you have time to think it over. No worries.
Yeah, we'll have time to think it over.
In the morning, you were all roused by the house staff and instructed to meet Lady Haventree and her guest in the dining hall for breakfast.
Or I will just yawn with muffled fur.
Go in your sleeping gown, or do you actually dress up?
No, he's in a sleeping gown, and he'll sit at the table and just slump against it a little bit.
That was a good night's rest in a proper bed. I haven't had one of those in a while, and looks like I won't be having one for a while again. But you take what you can get.
Cambro got up early so he could take I'm assuming they have some sort of a bath here because he hasn't had a nice soak in a while.
Yes, they would be able to provide one. Yes.
He looks as shiny as his plate armor. He's so
Aw.
well bathed right now. He is particularly gleaming.
Bastion well rested, of course.
Oh,
Got
he's
that.
so well rested.
Oh,
He's got
it's-
such a bad head from all like even like that like shoulder like fluff and all that is still disheveled, but he's had the best sleep in like
Love you.
gods know how long.
The as you're all filtering in, Remy is at the table, and she is completely put together. Like, she is dressed for the day. Like, she looks all in order. And you do note that sitting next to her at the table is Rianne, looking a little bit defeated, perhaps, as she is taking part of the breakfast that has been provided, as she is making sure to get her fair share, if not more so.
And so she floats in like nothing has changed.
Of course.
Well, good morning. I hope you all slept well. As Remy looks over to Rianne. I believe Rianne has some good news for Poi. Yes. I sent a message to my superiors and informed them of the situation, and they were less than thrilled about the outcome of the information issue. However, they were pleased to hear that there might be a way to screw over Xanathar. So, excellent news for you is that the Zentarum will be negotiating with the Xanathar Guild on your behalf in order to procure your debt and clear your name with them, as well as releasing you from the bonds that he may have you under. Now, admittedly, we are going to have to give up a little bit of capital for this, and I want you to know it's not an easy thing to do, as Remy clears her throat. But of course, we are happy to do it to make sure that this deal that has been solidified goes smoothly.
Poi like just deflates. He's like, "Oh my good lord, that's been a long time coming. I don't even have something witty to say, just, that's a relief.
Well, I will point out that this only clears you of your debt obligations that Xanathar was holding over you. Any grudges he may have are still his to have, and I make no guarantee of your safety, just of your debt.
Yeah, I've, it's, I can live with it. I can work it out.
Good. Well, if everybody's happy, then I suppose the deal is done. Is everybody happy, Remy? I don't know. I'd have to think about how I feel about the whole matter. As Rian just kind of deflates a little bit. Yes, Rian, it's considered settled. As Rian just perks up and smiles, excellent. Could you pass those scones over there, Sir Cambro? Those look lovely.
He nods and goes ahead and passes it over.
Thank you. So, on other matters, we are currently attempting to find any information we can regarding any other masks, any other kind of artifacts that may be a benefit or perhaps detriment to the cult themselves. Anything we can find, we will certainly bring forward. Prices will have to be negotiated after the fact, of course. We understand it's emergency, so we'll get the items to you. I'm sure we can come to an agreement. And of course, obviously, I will be taking my commission as well, of course. I do have to make sure that my expenses are covered as well. So I'm sure that, again, this is all in the fine print. We can work this all out later. I'm sure Remy would be happy to go over all the details with me in this matter. Oh, yes, I am so thrilled to go into these details with you, Rian. Oh, Prince Sichi, I received a letter this morning from Lady Vajra. Says that she had wished to speak with you this morning, if possible.
Of course. Shall I leave post-haste?
I don't know if that is necessary, but I would certainly hope that she would want you to have a fulfilling breakfast, of course. I would hate to be a poor host.
Then it shall wait after breakfast, and then I will leave post-haste.
It is a
Pray
full
tell-
spread, by the way.
Oh. Pray tell, are there any details in the letter? Or is it just a summons?
From what was mentioned, it seems that she seeks your guidance in a matter of statecraft.
Something to mull over while I partake in this feast.
Rihanna is just chowing on food, by the way. She's going to get her fill.
The prince in particular makes sure everything is of perfect temperature whenever he gets it. It's perfect. Prestidigitation perfect.
You know, I wish I had this spell in real life, because sometimes when you get to like the breakfast buffet, the eggs are starting to get a little bit, the temp's not
Yeah.
quite
A
right.
little gamey, a little cold.
Little
You're
gummy,
like,
little gummy. And you're like, man, it's just a little quick burst of heat would do this. And then there you go, prestidigitation. All right. If nobody has anything for Rianne or Remy, then
Kemba will just let everybody know that he's planning to go to the temple for prayers and to speak with Baruch and Nock about what happened. see what's become of the artifacts.
Well, if we are to disperse, then I shall set up our network again.
Suppose I'll have to be
Yes,
getting
yeah.
used to my new accommodations. Or
Well, as Remy points out that, well, your debt is cleared, so if Xanathar holds any ill will, then we won't know until he makes a move, I suppose.
all right.
I would say try not to draw their attention, perhaps.
Do my best. And once again, 1,000 thank yous. I cannot even begin to express my gratitude. Ploy says as if he's never said that word before. Is that how you thank someone?
Alright, starts to
That'll
wake
do.
up.
Sounds close enough. I think you are doing quite well, Ploy.
He just smiles.
All right. As you all finish breakfast, and then head your separate ways to follow up on your various leads that you need to. Oh, yes, establishing Rary's telepathic bond with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
He'll go ahead and use that telepathic bond to let Zichi know that the transcription is done. Took longer than he expected.
You actually work quite fast, he says telepathically.
I do what I can, he says telepathically, still yawning even in his head.
Telepathic yawn.
Just telepathic long cat yawn stretching.
Makes
Someone's
everyone
gonna make
else
me
yawn.
yawn.
Well, then before he leaves for the tower, he'll also take one of the copies on the way.
Excellent. As
Ready.
as the prince makes his way to Blackstaff Tower and greeted warmly by the apprentices at the door as you are let in, and Vajra meets you in the lobby. Thank you for meeting with me today.
Of course, Vajra. I'm always pleased to meet with you.
As am I. It's been a interesting relationship that I and your group share, and I have definitely been more involved in the matters than I had thought that I would originally be, but it seems that that is quite necessary for this level of emergency. But in that matter, I have found myself in a quandary that I need a little bit more guidance from somebody who has a little bit more knowledge in the natures of politics and statecraft than I.
Of course. However I may help. I know that
Yes.
as the threat grows, more and more important and powerful people will become involved. It was of no question that someone of your caliber would be pulled into this mess.
Well, for one, I think that that statement is more true than you would think, because I've received word from Laurel that Faye will be sending an ambassador, and they wish to meet with your group.
Hey. That is a quandary indeed.
Yes, unfortunately, that is not the one I called you for. As she's leading you up to her office, as she takes you into her study and sits. Instead of sitting behind her desk, she sits on the couch that is in there motioning for you to take one of the chairs.
He does so. What could be more dangerous than a meeting with they?
Well, for starters, I would say that it is partially your fault, because I have heeded your
Oh.
advice. I listened. I listened to Pearl. I listened to Remy. I listened to Laurel. And I've heard far too much about what has happened to Akoa and what the Eldrath Veluthra have done to its peoples. And I find myself in a position of morals being tempered by my position and responsibilities. I wish to intervene, but my position forbids it. If I am to impose on the sovereignty of another, then I open Waterdeep to reprisal. I am stuck between the proverbial rock and hard place. Two very strong beliefs are fighting for dominance within me. That no harm shall come to Waterdeep under my watch, and that the Eldrath Veluthra must be purged from Akoa. The quandary I ask for you to help me with: how can I reconcile these two beliefs so that I may achieve both?
This, of course, is the dilemma of those in power that have heart and thought behind their actions.
She stands
me-
and paces around.
For me, personally, your position is one of responsibility, but mostly one, I would say, while people watch what you do, but do not necessarily watch your connections. You could do something clandestine, as Lady Remalia likes to say, or has said before. Some people view things like dragon chess, and some do not.
Admittedly, I am not much of a chess player, and I find myself not pushing the pieces, but rather a piece that is being pushed, and I don't like it.
Well, mayhaps that might be the case, but at the very least, the piece that you are is akin to the Queen. You're so powerful. I think you can cause others to move by your movements alone. Now, I will add as well, because this is statecraft and these are important decisions. In my culture, we have sometimes used the skies, the stars, the spirits to help us, for they are in tune with the world, past, present, and future. Would you like to try?
I worry how much knowing may compromise me more. This is such a mess. It all could have been avoided. All could have been avoided if Pearl had just...
It could have been, but the sacrifice that everyone makes, in that perspective, it is worth it. She had a belief. She had strong reasons to believe that she wasn't being deceived, although maybe at some point it was her fault to continue to believe despite the evidence stacked against it. Still, emotions get the better of us sometimes.
She walks over to a window and looks out as she crosses her arms. I'm sure if your friend Cambro was here, he would tell me that there, what is it again? That there is no peace without sacrifice? Am I to sacrifice something so that I may find peace within myself? Is that what I must do?
That perhaps is a teaching of Bahamut. Though it is not one that I am unfamiliar with. To us, we have a duality. When something lowers, something raises. When something lightens, something darkens. And it is not permanent. Nothing ever is.
This would have been so much easier if I could have just not cared. Damn you and your group for making me care about all of this.
I believe you are stronger for caring.
Perhaps, but it does make it more complicated. Tell me, Prince, if I am to sacrifice, make a move, clandestine or not, would it be possible to deal a decisive blow? She turns to look at you. Do you believe your group could do what is necessary in the time frame that you would have?
Zuchi kind of looks back. He gives a long and thoughtful pause. And in his mind, he is thinking over what his group has done, what they have accomplished, the lands they have gone to, the dragons that they have felled, the way that they have struck blows, incredible ones, as a small group against insurmountable odds. And with a resolution, he speaks. Show me the board. Show me the pieces. Show me the plan and the time frame. And I can say this. The Platinum Dawn has done some of the impossible. If there was a smidge of hope that we can do it, I believe we can. We only need proper timing, proper forewarning to maximize our odds. But even so, our slimmest odds, probably the best that anyone can ever get.
She looks very deep in thought before she walks over to her desk, opens a drawer, reaches inside and pulls something out tight in her hand, and walks over to you. I cannot be involved, so I will leave it in your hands. As she opens her hand into your palm.
And he opens his palms.
And you find the ring of teleportation.
I see. I think I know where you're going with this.
I'm afraid that is where our conversation will have to end.
I understand.
By Timora's fate, may all go well.
The Emperor watches over us all, even in lands distant. By the by, on a lighter note, have you learned of what we've done in Zonthor's tower? Would you like a copy of his notes?
You have a copy.
Well, I believe I've picked up the original, perhaps. Arai was very good at making the copy. Either
She
one, we do have the
pauses
copy.
when you say Arai did it.
Well,
May I ask
you
you a
know that we have
personal
the original.
question?
Of course.
Do you trust Arai?
But she takes a deep breath and breathes out. I believe that his heart is in the right place. That he has potential. I believe that he is unsure of himself. And that he needs guidance. Not only from his mentor, but other people have blazed the trail ahead of him. In my land, the living and the dead are not so far off. We also do not see his study necessarily as one of good nor evil. I believe in him. I believe in his future. Give him a
I
chance.
hope you are right. Because if it has come to pass, he will be greeted by red wizards in some time soon, when the ambassadors of Thay make their way here.
That is what I
And
feared the most.
it is often times that I have learned necromancers, even well-meaning ones, when presented with the opportunity to have no restrictions. That freedom is hard to say no to.
It is true.
I will keep you apprised of the Thay situation as I learn more of it. Thank you, and tell Arai thank you as well.
Of course. And the she bows. He takes out the notes anyways and leaves it in the copy on her desk. Just in case. And he turns to leave.
As she is left in her study with her thoughts, as she leans against her desk looking into the distance. I think actually that's where we'll go ahead and end it for the evening.
Ooh. This was a juicy. It's a really good one.
There's always a juicy ending.
Always.
Exactly
Thank you,
what
Jamie.
needed to happen.
I'm very
A lot
excited.
of what, a lot of what needed to happen happened tonight. So good.
Things are rounding up.
Yeah, this This was a great one. Thank you.
Look
Ooh.
at all this.
You all have
Oh,
so
boy.
much to look over for your level up. Good luck.
Oh, boy.
Actually,
Actually,
I've already finished mine.
I get so
I've technically already finished mine. I'm just not. I haven't updated the
Yeah.
sheet. Here you go.
I have a fairly
I'm
boring
gonna
level
have
up.
to check in with, because I have invocations. I can also replace spells and invocations. See what's working, see what's not. But
Oh my god! Finally.
I was working on mine too.
HP?
I just
Wow.
didn't for the HP yet.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, I guess we can roll for HP on
my shit log.
unless you want to take the average, of course. You can always take the average.
I'm very scared.
do we, for the character, does a
Yeah, I'm
character mancer
scared.
automatically roll for you?
If you're using it, but I'm not using it because I'm multi-classed. So.
I'm multi-class too, so.
My multi-class does not appear on the character mancer. So.
I don't like rolling dice. I don't want it.
Yep. See?
Yeah, I was using a different bard school or bard college than what is available.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
My HP is at 69 now.
Nice.
Nice.
Sorry, I had to.
There
Oh,
is
and
something.
also-
There is something I would want to do like before I would do like my section. I need to search for 2 platinum rings.
2 black.
Are you gonna get married?
Somewhat.
Oh my god,
my God.
I said yes.
They're gonna get married too, Bahamut.
5 HPs. Cool.
That's all.
Plus, well,
Oh.
5 plus your Constitution modifier,
Well, for HP, okay, 1.
which will be added in though.
Okay.
I'm taking the average. I don't trust my dice.
Features. You gain an additional Eldritch invocation. Okay. Thirsting Blade is one that's on my. Okay. There's one with shadows. Is
There you
also
go.
good.
Dirk,
it
are
also
you
says I can
doing another barbarian or fighter?
I'm going up with fighter this time.
Oh,
What's
Ooh,
the
guys.
level now?
Character
somebody
growth.
wants that
Okay, so-
action
Now he's level
surge.
2.
So
I
it's-
want that action.
Oh, the action surge.
Yep.
Oh,
This
that's
action do
actually
be
really
surging.
Okay, so I'm gonna take Thirsting Blade, and then for my swap, I'm gonna swap out Eldritch Smite for the one with shadows.
Okay, well, we don't have to decide it all now, so you can spend time as you need to think it all over. But we'll go ahead and wrap it up here and call it a night.
Yay.
All
gotcha.
right.
Okie dokie.
Thank you, Dana.
All right.
Wonderful game tonight.
Thank you. That was great. I
Absolutely.
love that.
Good
That was a
stuff
very
as
fun.
always.
It was a very fun session. I loved the character.
And we finally got our duel. See this? We
Yeah,
finally
yeah.
got it.
Alright.
I was honestly hoping that the dice were going to be like, let's just make it a dead tie.
It was at first.
For a second, it was. I was like, oh, maybe this will work out. Then it was like, nope, Cam's just gonna steamroll.
But then you said, well, nobody said anything about magic, and you're like, you're right. Oh, shit.
First things first, I'm getting rid of the mirror image. It's not been working out.
Actually, mirror image is really good because it's a non-concentration one. But the problem is,
Yeah.
is that you have better things for your spell slots right now. I think.
Yeah.
It's
a bit
because
of
of
a
your
waste to
limited
do a
spell
level
slots.
2
Yeah.
with a level 4, yeah.
Yeah. Sad.
Especially since there's no upcast bonus to it.
Yeah.
So
There
I'll
should
probably
be.
We'll close it down
Or
here. You
close.
all have a lovely night, and I will see you
Take
all
care.
next time around.
Sweet.
See you in a couple
Bye
weeks.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Where am I? Oh, I had to say that. Oh gosh. I make myself laugh. Ha. Ha. And apologies if my mic is not catching it for the PNG Tuber. There have been a couple change-ups, let's just say. Oh, I think I might know why. Maybe? Maybe not. Yeah, there we go. Okay, wonderful. Almost. Let's lower that a little bit. There we go. Alright, so we are going to raid into a special birthday boy. We are going to raid into Kip Kingdom, assuming he allows raids. He's in VR chat right now doing the birthday stuff, and I'm going to try my best pulling it up on another window. I love pulling things up on 5 billion different windows. And please let me know if you do get audio from this, because I'm opening it up on one of my other browsers, the GX one, and I forgot if I plugged that one into the stream. There we go. Looks like it's chilling in a hot tub. Alright, here we go. The message, once I get back to the right window, is Happy Kip Day. And here we go. We are going to raid on into Kip Kingdom, assuming they are allowing. Yep, but unfortunately it is follower or subscriber only, so if you are follower or subscriber, post the message with whatever emotes you like. Otherwise, if you want to join, feel free to join us on the raid. Anyways, I appreciate y'all coming. I know these are a lot more low energy streams with chat, low interaction, but I always am happy to just kind of, share the campaign, share the wonderful friends here, and yeah, just have a good memory. It's always fun to have these like VODs up on YouTube as memories. Anyway, as always, thank you all so much for entertaining me, and thank you all for letting me entertain you. Until next time, have a wonderful night, everyone. Take care, folks.